Welcome back to Taco Potato Mustang. I'm Matt. I'm excited to show you what I have been working on the past few days and since my last video. Come with me on a journey. It's taken a while, but slowly making progress. Okay, so what I just spent the last, I don't know how many hours working on was the cable for that runs from the alternator to the starter solenoid. So this is the new cable, the red part, and I connected it to the wiring. I put them together in the same wiring loom, ran it underneath the intake box, ran two separate looms in front of the radiator. This part kind of annoys me because it's not completely straight, but it should work for now. We'll see. And then I ran the power cable also underneath the battery along with the rest of the wires with some wiring loom. I got the battery tray back in, put the battery back in, reconnected the battery, and I have the negative battery cable positive battery cable and starter power cable thing that goes to the alternator hooked up. I think everything's good. Have the new MSD coil, and now I'm going to see if the car starts. So that's one more thing that I finally got done. Nothing caught on fire, at least for the first minute or two that I had the car started. So that's a good sign. I probably will mess around a little bit with some clips and some tape and try and just get the wiring loom in front of the radiator looking a little bit cleaner, and maybe try and tighten up some of the make sure that the power cable is not sitting too close to the exhaust manifold. So that's exciting. Woohoo! In other news, one thing that sucks, but I'm also glad that somebody pointed it out, is when I was looking for I think I just shared an update on some of the forums, and I showed some pictures of the area underneath the brake master cylinder and the shock tower. I think I've talked about this in a few other videos. So right around here, just below the master, this is the master cylinder. So somebody pointed out that these lines that run from the master cylinder to I think this is what used to be the factory proportioning valve, they look like they're copper. And apparently that is a big no-no. It can be dangerous. So I've been trying to find a solution. It seems that a lot of people, what they do is they get a master cylinder from a 1993 Cobra, and then that's usually just a direct replacement. And I was looking on some websites. It looks like on LMR or Maximum Motorsports, you can get the 93 master cylinder, and there is also an installation kit, but the problem is it only includes the back brake line, but there's nothing, the back brake line here, and there's nothing for the front. So I have to see what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to order the 93 Cobra master cylinder and the kit, and then start working on the installation, see if I can figure out a solution, like maybe see if I can find a line, like a pre-bent line somewhere at a auto parts store or something. I'm not super excited. I wish there was just a kit that had both the lines. There is a 94, 95 Cobra kit that has both the lines, but I believe, I was told that it's for when you do an upgrade to 13-inch Cobra brakes, which I am not planning on doing anytime soon. So, yeah. So I got to get that figured out, and I don't want to be doing much driving in the car while I am still working with these copper brake lines. I mean, I didn't think there was any major issues with it when I was driving it before, but just because I didn't have any problems before, any accidents, doesn't mean it's safe to drive. So better be safe than sorry. Right now I'm just happy that the car is running, and yeah. Also, I got a couple of cool things for my birthday, which was recent. So let me show you those. First of all, check out this sweet headlamp that I got from my brother-in-law. I can't remember where the button is, but this is like the brightest shit ever. You probably will go blind by looking at it on the camera. And it even has rave mode. That should come in pretty helpful. Come in pretty handy. I can't speak. Also, courtesy of my mom and my brother, check out these sweet tri-bar floor mats. I got back ones too, but they're just the plain scarlet red color. So I think they look pretty cool. Slightly better than the factory ones, in my opinion. Also, last night after I filmed part of this video, I did a quick fix on the loom. I used one of the clips and just taped to get this a little bit more flush. I think it looks a lot better. Pretty excited about that. More progress. So I didn't do this last night because it was kind of late, but I'm gonna go ahead and test the horn and see if both the horns are working. Here we go. Shit, I need my keys. I'm not sure if that's what the double factory horn is supposed to sound like, but it sounded a little bit deeper than just the high horn that I had. So maybe when I go for a drive, I will see if it sounds reasonable when it's held down. I don't want to scare the shit out of everybody in my neighborhood or my wife who's upstairs. So going back to the master cylinder issue for a moment, I actually went ahead and ordered the 93 Cobra master cylinder and the Maximum Motorsports installation kit. But I obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have to figure out a solution for the front port brake line on the master cylinder. So if anybody has any suggestions or knows of any easy solutions, like something that Maximum Motorsports or some other company makes that would work to run between the master cylinder and the factory proportioning valve, I would be forever grateful to find an easier solution than, or if maybe I'm overthinking the getting a line from a hardware store and like piecing it together. I don't know. Anyways, if you have any thoughts, let me know. So I feel pretty good about accomplishing this power cable issue with the alternator. And I know that some of the guys who I talked to in the forums said that they were glad I was doing it because it was a fire hazard the way it was set up before. So I'm forever grateful also for the input of the Smart Mustang people on the forums and folks who've also chimed in on the YouTube comments. So pretty exciting, but still lots of work to be done. I need to, once I get the master cylinder, and I need to get that installed, but while I have it out, I'll probably try and do the rest on the shock tower. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Don't have any other parts on the way at the moment, but I do want to make sure I get the brake line issue figured out, make sure I do that all correctly and safely. And then I think once I get that done, my next project will be to address some of the leaks underneath the car. And I don't know if that's going to involve pulling the transmission and adding a new rear main seal. I think based on some stuff that I've read, it probably makes more sense to try and do, if I do something like that, to also maybe replace the clutch. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, anyways, if you like my video, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for the next video on Taco Potato Mustang. Peace out.